Hi guys. So I was in the middle of recording another video and it just cut out. So I'm thinking it wasn't meant to be. So I changed it to the first step. Okay. And you can use this for anything really. It's, drugs and alcohol, mainly AA, 12 steps, but you can use it for gambling, food, sex, money spending, uh, anything, substance abuse. And people don't understand. They get a little bit creeped out. So this is for people that don't understand what the first step is. I mean, I'll eventually go through the steps. I'm not a sponsor, I'm a therapist, but I worked in treatment for 20 years. And I think people need to know what the first step is, at least. Then we'll get to the second step. Maybe then I can talk about what I was talking about before the video cut out. All right. So the first step. So the first step says, we admitted we are powerless over, and then you can fill in the blank: drugs and alcohol, food, sex, gambling, whatever it is. And we admitted we were powerless over drugs and alcohol, and oh, shit. Oh, and our lives have become unmanageable. Wow, that was a brain fog. So yeah, we admitted we were powerless over drugs and alcohol, and our lives have become unmanageable. That's the first step. It's the fill in the blank that I think threw me. But all right, human being, not perfect. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's take it in parts, because usually when you get a sponsor, they just fly through the first three steps, and I think that's a mistake. The first part is, we admitted we are powerless. Okay. So what does that mean? Okay. Nobody likes to say, hey, I'm powerless. Okay. But powerlessness happens. Okay. It's like, I don't want to smoke a cigarette, but I buy a pack anyway. Powerless is, I don't want to eat that cookie, but I eat it anyway. Powerless is, I don't want to go to the casino or place that bet, but I do it anyway. Powerless is, I want to leave my crappy ass relationship, but I do it anyway. Okay. So that's powerlessness. All right, let's get out of our denial and let's just stick with powerlessness. Now, when you realize you are powerless, and that takes a while because no one wants to think they're powerless, but all you have to do to prove it, and there's proof here, all you have to do in order to prove that you're powerless is set a date, and that's the date you're going to make the change. And when that date comes and you make up some excuse why that's not a good date and you change it, there you go. All right. Just remember, Jody said, yeah, you're powerless. So if I say I'm going to go on a diet on Friday, and then Friday comes, but I'm going to a family dinner where I'm going to eat a lot. So I say, well, I'm going to this family dinner. No, 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 no. If I say, oh, I'll quit drinking if I get this job, and you don't, no, you're powerless. You're powerless. That's it. You're just powerless. Um, there's nothing to be ashamed of in that. Everyone's powerless over something. No one's totally in control. Control is an illusion. All right. So you say, I'm going to go on a diet on Friday. Friday comes, you don't go on your diet. Now you have to say to yourself, this is a very thought provoking moment. All right. You have to say to yourself, all right, it's Friday. I'm making excuses. I'm not going on my diet today. All right. So what does that mean? Well, that means you're powerless. Well, I don't want it to mean that. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you don't want it to mean that. But that's what it means. Okay, so then we get to the next part, okay? That's the first part. That's kind of how you know. That's your awakening. And if you don't awaken and you set a new date, you break that date, and so on and so on and so on. Eventually, if you keep telling yourself, I did it again, I did it again, I did it again, then you'll realize I am powerless. Okay. Now, the next part is, and my life has become unmanageable. Now, what does that mean? What is unmanageable? Well, I mean, what we've got going on in this country is unmanageable. It's just chaos. Okay. I mean, it's the way it is. I didn't wake up in the morning when Biden was in power and think, oh my God, what is politics going to do today? Or think about Biden. I didn't think about him at all. And yet every day, now I wake up and I go, oh God, what are they going to do today? What's going to happen today? That's chaos. That's like, no, 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 no. We don't want that. Okay. That's unmanageability. When our lives have become unmanageable, that means, let's take alcohol. You get a DUI. That's unmanageable. Your wife is mad at you, or your husband's mad at you because you drink too much. That's unmanageable. The kids see you blah, 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 blah. That's unmanageable. Your work notices and writes you up or fires you even because you're drinking or you're using or whatever. That's unmanageable. So you have to look at what's going on in your life that's causing this chaos. And usually the answer is the powerlessness over whatever it is you're doing. Okay, so same thing with food. I set my diet for Friday. I don't do it. I gain another couple of pounds. I go to the doctor. The doctor says you're at risk for heart disease. Okay, your life's unmanageable. You could do that with anything. Okay, it could be stamp collecting. Seriously, it could be coin collecting. It could be anything like that. If you're giving all your attention to one thing, like let's say stamp collecting, which seems, innocent, and you're spending all your money buying up all these rare stamps so that your family can't pay their bills, well, your life has become unmanageable because of your stamp collecting. So it's not just for substances. I mean, it's pretty simple, but nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. All right? So it's all a lot of self-talk. Am I powerless? Are all these consequences happening to me, which is making my life unmanageable? If the answer is yes, yes, you got to do something. Now, you might not know what to do, which is fine. I'm not asking you to know what to do. I'm just asking you to know what the first step is. So, anyway, that's my little thing on the first step. Okay? Because it's important. Thank you.